Hey guys, Dr. Brown here, and tonight we're doing 5th grade math, but we're looking at an alternative to the block methodology. And when I say alternative, it's not that I'm trying to say replace what you're doing in school, but I know the challenges I had with that method, and what I'm going to show you would be how I was able to solve problems in a different way. Okay, so you can do with this what you want, but eventually as you go through your algebraic journey, you're going to end up closer to this than the block. But I get it. You're trying to grow your mind. But anyway, here we go. I have 3 problems, and let's just walk through each of them here. Okay, you have 2 high schools. You have XYZ High School and ABC. That's the names of them. And if you sum up the students, total students in both of those, you end up with 5,440 students. Now ABC has 40 less than thrice XYZ. Thrice means 3 times. So what we're trying to solve is how many are in each school. How many students are in each school? Now, for me, instead of doing the blocks, I used to just think, okay, A is something I want to know. And I would assign that variable to one of these items. So let's let A be the number of students in school XYZ. A is just something I want to know. Now, we eventually want to know how many is in each school, but they're comparing everything to XYZ. For example, they say that ABC has 40 less, so 40 less, ABC has 40 less than thrice, 3 times XYZ. If XYZ equals A, they're saying 3 times A, and I'll just use a dot instead of an X. 3 times A minus 40 is how many students are in ABC. Now, think about this. You had 5,440, and that equals the number in ABC plus the number in XYZ. Well, 5,440 equals the number in ABC, which was 3A, 3 times A minus 40. So 3A minus 40 plus the number in XYZ, which we said was A, plus A. Okay, so 5,440 equals 3A plus 1A, that's 4A minus 40. Well, if I have a number line here, and these are positive numbers to the right, negative numbers to the left, if I'm over here at negative 40, which is what that is, to get back to 0, I need to add 40. And the reason I say get to 0, I'm trying to get rid of everything on the right-hand side until I eventually only have A. Then it would be A equals something. And once I get A, then which is the number in XYZ, I can then solve for the number in ABC. Okay, so let's add 40 to both sides. 5,440 plus 40 equals 4A minus 40 plus 40. So now was it minus 40? I added 40. I'm back at 0. Those go to 0. So 4A equals 5,440 plus 40, 5,480. Okay, now I don't want to know what 4A is. I want to know what 1A is. So let me divide by 4 on both sides. 4 divided by 4 is 1. If you say 0, I'm coming to your house. Okay, so that's 1A. 5,480, let's see, 1370 for the sake of time. I wrote that down. Okay, So 1,370, that's what A is. Okay? Well, and that's the number in XYZ. So that equals 1,370. Now the number in ABC, that will equal 3 times A minus 40. So 3 times 1370 minus 40 equals, and I wrote that one down also, that's 4070. And that's the number in ABC. So 4070, 4070. If you add those two numbers together, you'll get 5,440. So that's how we could just let A equal a number, or A equal the variable, and then walk through this and solve for A and go back and end up finding what we need. Okay, this next one I think is really cool. I think a lot of them are cool. And actually, for 5th graders to be doing this, I think is awesome. So you guys keep working hard, keep studying, grow your mind, challenge your mind. If it's easy, anybody can do it. If it's difficult, it'll be fewer people. So you want to be in that group, okay? All right, the cost, I'm going to read this problem first. If I don't make a mess out of the cost of 2 ducks and 2 chickens cost 480 pesos. We're at the market. Okay, the cost of 1 duck is twice the cost of 1 chicken. What's the cost of a duck? Now then, I'm going to read that again, and I'm going to write as I go through this. It said 2 ducks plus 2 chickens equals 480 pesos. D was what I'm calling a duck, and C is what I'm calling a chicken. 2 ducks times 2 times duck equal, matter of fact, when you're at the store and you see 2 apples, or a bag of apples, maybe it has 12 apples, you won't see 12 times apple. You'll just see 12 apples. So as you go through your algebraic journey, you'll see like that. And that means 2 times D plus 2 times C. It's really sticky in the room tonight, so it may look like a mess on my board. Okay, 2D plus 2C equals 480 pesos. Said the cost of 1 duck equals cost of 2 chickens. So D equal 2C. Now what that means is, let's say a chicken cost 100 pesos. 2 times 100 would be 200. So 200 is twice 100, and that's what they're saying here. But the cool part about this is, now that I know D equals 2C, I can substitute 2C in for D. So now I have 2 times 2C plus 2C equals 480 pesos. 2 times 2 is 4 times C plus 2C equals 480. 4C plus 2C, 6C. So 6 chickens cost 480 pesos. I don't want to know what 6 chickens cost. Actually, right now I want to know what 1 is and then go back and solve for D, or duck. So I'm going to divide both sides by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 1 times C is is C. So 1 time chicken is chicken. 480 pesos divided by 6 gives me 80 pesos. Well, the question is, what's the cost of a duck? Well, a duck equals 2 chickens. So duck equals 2 times 80, and duck equals 160 pesos. Now I'll let you plug that back in, because 2 times 160 would be what, 320? And plus 2 times a chicken would be 160, so 320 plus 160 would give you 480. So that's correct. Now that we can, okay. All right, I like that one. 2 ducks plus 2 chickens cost 480 pesos. But it's just from, as you read the problem, just write down what you're reading. And then you can adjust that later if you need to. For example, this one. Bob collected 3 times as many stamps as Jed. So I have Bob and Jed so far. Ian collected 21 more stamps than Bob. So I have Ian, Bob, Jed, and Ian. This is how I I can't seem to keep it collected, so I write it down. Okay, I have 3 people here, and they said the total of their stamps was 427. So I have Bob, his stamps plus Jed plus Ian equals 427. So this is the number of stamps that each one has. Okay, how many stamps did Ian collect? So we're trying to figure out how many Ian had. Okay, let's go back and read again. Bob collected 3 times as many as Jed. So Bob equals 3 times Jed. Ian collected 21 more stamps than Bob. Ian had Bob plus 21. And you may be thinking, "Ooh, my hair is on fire." Okay, let's think about this. Bob equals 3 Jed. If I replace Bob with 3 Jed, this problem will have a Jed, that problem will have a Jed, and this one will have a Jed. So let's think about that. Bob is 3 Jed. All I've done is replace Bob with 3 Jed, because Bob equals 3 Jed. So 3 Jed plus 21. That's what Ian equals. So now Bob is 3 Jed. 3 Jed plus 1 Jed plus Ian, which was 3 Jed plus 21, and that equals 427. Well, 3 Jed plus 1 Jed is 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 Jed plus 21 equals 427. Now I need to get rid of this 21, so 7 Jed plus 21. I'm going to subtract 21. But what I do to one side, I have to do to the other one. Is 427 minus 21. So these 21s cancel. 7 Jed equals 406. Divide both sides by 7. 4, and so Jed equals, I believe that was 58. Okay. Well, we're trying to figure out how many stamps Ian had. Well, what did Ian? Ian was 3 Jed plus 21. So that equals 3 times 58 plus 21. So Ian had 195. Let's confirm that. So 58 times 3, 8 times 3 is 24, 2, 15, 16, 17, plus 21, 21, 5, 9, 195. So Ian had 195 stamps. Now obviously, since you know Jed was 58, you could go back and solve for Bob. Of course, Jed was 58. And this one was 3 times 58. So Bob had 174. So 174 plus 58 plus 195 should give you the 427. Just read. Don't let your hair catch on fire when you're reading a problem. Sometimes maybe you have to say, okay, what I need to know is A. And go through and try to correlate how things relate to that particular thing that's being compared to. In the other case, they told you what the variables were. 2 ducks plus 2 chickens cost 480 pesos. 2D plus 2C, and you could even write it out. 2 times ducks plus 2 times chickens equals 480. And then duck, D-U-C-K, equals 2 chickens. I mean, you could, if you want to write the full word, that's okay. Just to simplify it, I just did D was duck, C was chicken. And then this one, it had so many people in it, I had to write B, J, and I. So that was how I thought I'll keep up with it. But this is what I had to do in my younger years to even keep my arms wrapped around what the teachers were expecting. Okay, hopefully this helps. Why are we doing this? So that together we can build a better tomorrow. Keep practicing, okay? When you think about a pro basketball player and they're shooting, do they shoot until they hit one shot and then say, "Whew, wow, got that, I'm done"? That's not what they do. They say the difference between an amateur and a professional is that an amateur practices until they get it right. A professional practices until they can't get it wrong. There's a big difference in that. So let's keep practicing, practicing, practicing until these become easy for us and we can't get them wrong. Okay? All right, that's enough for now. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks.